Hi, it's Miranda, and we are here to create our mental health journal. I wanted to get started on one of these, and I thought maybe you'd like to join me. These first couple of pages I did on my own, and I thought maybe you would just enjoy seeing me set them up because I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do. So I'm going to speed it up from here and let you enjoy. But I'll be right back. I love art journaling, and with running my business I do everything digitally for that, but I get upset sometimes because I don't really get enough time to make art the way that I like it, with paints and collage and all sorts of things. So I thought I would do a series on this channel called Mental Health Art Journaling, and I wanted to show you what we were going to do. This is the book I'm going to use. I did these first 2 pages on my own using some collage and a quote that I found. And I want to use the rest of this to paint it up and use it to art journal in. But there's a lot of work that goes from being this to what I want to see as finished. So I also have this book to show you. What we're going to do is I'm going to use paint and jelly plates and a brayer, which is this little rolly thing for paint, and create pages that look like this. Now these are just the backgrounds. They're not any, no one is going to care what these look like. So if they come out really sloppy, it's fine because these are going to be covered in things. But that's what I want to do to this book for mental health. And then I'll go into this one when this one's full. But this is what I made a couple of years ago at Christmas. And these are what finished pages kind of look like. These are pages that I created using paint, stencils, collage, stamps, all sorts of things. This one is features very heavily Diane Reevely's artwork, but I have, you know, other artists like, where is she? Well, let's look through this first. But I want to show you how to do things like this, and how, you know, like, you don't have to do it themed. This can just be your journal for learning how to put your thoughts in and how to hide them so other people can't read them, you know, and then just how to make something you really, really enjoy and want to look at. And I didn't finish this, so, but that's as far as that one got, almost that far. So that's what I want to do to show you how to do journaling for mental health. Like I said, my artwork is very highly influenced by Diane Reevely. It is also influenced by the lady who does this, Art by Marlene. I like her artwork. My own artwork. What other artists? There's Wendy Robinson from The Unexpected Gypsy, and Karen Campbell, who runs her own art studio teaching you how to draw. So let me show you how to do these first couple of pages, and then I will finish the book and we'll come back and talk a little bit more. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is pick what background colors that you want. I like to go with subtle backgrounds. I like color, but I don't, sometimes it gets a little bit busy. So I like to choose a more subtle background. The backgrounds are usually light. So I usually pick colors that are warms, warms and cools. So that if you think of the rainbow, it's anything from red through yellow is considered a warm. Anything green through purple is considered a cool. However, sometimes yellow can be a cool and sometimes yellow can be a warm. I don't care for that. Yellow is a warm for me, no matter what. And the rest are cools. The only difference is purple. Purple, you got to be careful with. But, you know, we're not going to get into all that right now. So I like to pick some warm pages and some cool pages. So what I do is I get myself a little tray like this. Make sure I'm on camera. A little tray like this. And this is my favorite color. I use Diane Reevely's paints just because I have a lot of them. This one is vanilla custard. This is my favorite background color. We're going to use a brayer. We're going to use jelly plates just to get us started. So the first one I want to do, if I can get it open, and maybe not. I'm going to find a different. Alright, so we'll use this one. I haven't opened it yet. Some of those jars, I'm happy she got away from the jars because a lot of times those jars, your paint goes bad before you can use it up. With these little bottles, that doesn't happen. Alright, so I like to shake it up. There's a little ball in these. This is her vanilla custard. So what I like to do, does this have a thing on it? Let's see, yeah, it does. Put that in there. Put the lid back on, and then they come and they're able to squirt. So what I like to do in the beginning is I will get my jelly plate. I use this here. So what I do is I'll put a little paint on there. Just a little bit. And then you rub it in here. Okay? And then I just rub it off on this page. Just to get the color all over. Okay? And then keep doing that. Oops. And then once this is down really far, press it on. And don't worry, like if I had a little bit of other paint on there, it's no big deal because it's going to get covered up anyway. You're not really going to see it. Okay, and I just go skip a page and keep going. And I'll show you how we add layers. I like to use 2 colors per page that go kind of with each other. So I'm not worried about covering every inch of it because that's gonna, it'll all come out in the wash. So we just keep doing that. the reason you do this instead of just flat out painting on there, which we are going to do some, but not all, is it gives you this really nice texture on your page. And it doesn't put down too much paint, so your stuff can dry and you can work in your journals pretty quickly. Okay, so that's what I do with the first layer when I'm doing a jelly plate. Let me show you how to do it when you're not using a jelly plate. Get yourself some baby wipes. Now, how do I do this? Tear at perforations. I don't see. Ah, there we go. Alright, so pull yourself out a baby wipe. And you put your paint in here. And then just put it on there. And then you just rub with your baby wipe. It helps to keep the paint, again, really thin, so you're not really soaking your pages up. And then just rub all over. Again, don't worry about covering every single spot of it, because you don't need to. Just do it really fast. Again, you're not trying to put down lots of paint, you're just trying to get some color on the page. Okay? Then do this. You can even rub it right across both pages. Again, you don't have to be neat. You don't have to worry about, you know, covering all the pages, all the page. You don't have to. All right, so then we're going to move on to the next step. I'm not going to do the whole book right here on camera because you'll be bored to tears. But that's what I do for my first layer of color. Okay, now my second layer, I like to pick something that goes well with this color, but isn't like in your face. So let's see what colors I picked in here. Desert sand, the green, and pink. Let's do the pink. This is Diane Reevely's Rose Quartz. And you do the same thing again with the brayer. You don't need to worry about cleaning off your jelly plate. I used way too much paint there. Between colors, because it just adds more dimension and whatnot to your page. And this brayer is a pain in my butt because it doesn't like to work. But see, like I put too much paint on, so that's really in your face. You want to try and avoid that. But then I just add it to there. And rub that around. Okay. I do the same. Did I skip two? No. Okay. And then do the same over here. Okay. And if you want better tutorials on this, you can actually go to Diane Reevely's YouTube channel. During quarantine in 2020, she shows you how to do this. And again, you know, this is her job, so she does a way better job than I do doing this. And then with the ones that you painted, you can still use your jelly plate and just put that down like that. This one looks a lot better because it's not so thick. But you can go ahead and brayer that. And there's still paint on here, so you can go in and add the smudges in there and let it be messy, whatever you want, because you're trying to use up your paint, you know? Okay, and then if you don't have any more on your jelly plate, like I don't, you can go back to this. Now, because this is your second color, you're not going to want to, when you're using the baby wipe, you're not going to want to cover the whole page in there. You're going to want to pick 3 spots and just smear it around. Okay, so there's one. You want to form a triangle with them to keep your eye moving around the page, because your eye picks that up. So this is what I do. You can do it in any triangle formation that you want. Every once in a while I like to throw in a black page, and that I just use my baby wipe and cover the whole area in black. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up off camera, and then we'll come back to do the next part. One thing we're going to be doing with this series is I have put in little prompts in a pouch in here, and I'm going to pick one out each week, and then you'll know what we're getting up to, and maybe you can get your supplies ready that you want to do. So I'm going to pick one out of here at the end of each video, and we'll go with that. So, no, I don't want to do stickers. We're going to do a tip-in. So I'll show you how to do a tip-in in your art journal the next time we get together. Okay, so I finished painting all of it. I went in and did the other pages. Some of them I did black. Some of them I did just one solid color because I'm not sure. I like to not be tied into sometimes colors. So I just put one on some pages, blacked out some. This is what happens when you put too much on your jelly plate and then you close your page. But we will cover that up with something and it will be not even noticeable. Then some of the pages, especially towards the back, I left completely blank. Sometimes I like to use scrapbook paper in here. So we're going to do all sorts of things in this book as we go through. And I hope you come with me and enjoy the journey, because this is something that I do for fun that really helps me get my feelings out and helps me feel better, because I get to, you know, get dirty, as you can see. So join me next week when we do our first page in here, and I hope that you enjoy this. If you want to use the things that I've used, I will try to put links in the description down below so you can join along with some things. But please don't feel like you have to buy stuff for this, because honestly, just use the stuff that you have on hand. If you don't have paint pens, use markers, use regular pens. Use scrapbook paper as your background. You could use washi tape as your background. You could doodle a background. It doesn't matter. This is your art for you and for your mental health, and I'm going to show you how to do that very easily in the coming weeks. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.